Daraja, hello, good evening. It's FaceTime, time for a 5,000 word bank challenge. So here I am with my drive to help you guys out there improve upon your English proficiency. Okay, now English language learning, those who know, wonderful. Those who are born to it, more wonderful. Those who aspire to learn it, still more wonderful. Any language that you wish to learn is wonderful. It's an asset. It's a feather in your cap. It's an embellishment to your personality. Language learning can be fun, and it's a required thing because when you learn a new language, it gives you perspective into another set of people, their thinking, their culture, their cuisine, what ticks them, what upsets them. So language learning can be a beautiful game if you want. Okay, so hello everybody. Here I am, Vinita Vora, coach, consultant, and designer out there to help you guys. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. So out there to help you all achieve your dream of working, studying, or migrating abroad. So, if you wish to migrate, if you wish to study outside and get the feel of a foreign land, how it works there, their universities, their culture, their way of teaching, their methodology, or you want to work outside, get the feel of the maybe country outside, the people outside. It's fun. Yes, the world is beautiful, round, global, in fact, very small today with the inroad of technology and media. Today, it's not a big deal. You can reach out to anyone visually like this. I am talking to you all guys there. So, isn't that wonderful? So, if you want to create a different story for yourself, for your life, maybe for your dreams, then why not? Yes, do think of going out, but you have to work hard for it because there are gateways to be crossed. And what are those gateways? To prove your English proficiency, because that's the language that dominates there. So when you go to, you do in Rome as the Romans do, you have to learn a language of the Romans, right? So you have to learn this language because you're going to dealing all your everything there with your with this English language. So unless you learn and pick up this language, you are fluent in that, you're conversant with the right words. Unless you learn to speak engaging language, how will you be able to be a successful person out there? Because why? Language is a very strong medium of communication. Unless you know a language, how will you communicate? How will you interact? How will you persuade? How will you speak? How will you write? So learning a language is a wonderful game. Don't Let's make it a wonderful game, not just a pursuit or a duty or a responsibility. No, no, no. Those are very cliched and mundane words. Let us make it a game, and it is actually fun knowing a language. And believe me, English language is fun. I talk of 5,000 words. There are more than 2 lakh words in the dictionary. So you see, you can go on and on. So wonderful. Let's start. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Today we continue with the A series, and we've done 3 days. Tomorrow I'll start with the B. There's no end to it, okay? And I've tried to bring intermediate level words, simpler words, and they should be part of your lingua franca, your daily jargon, your everyday speech, whether you speak or you write, whether you're in office, whether you're in school or college, wherever you are. Very simple words. See that you use them. Because let me make a disclaimer. You may join my daily Facebook lives, but unless you use these words, you practice them, you implement them, you make them part of your language, they will not help you. Believe me, and it will be earth ka unearth. Okay, so there is a word called malapropism, which is very funny. I must bring you some jokes about it, where you try to use the word in a context, but it goes totally opposite. So don't do that. So when you are there, you have to appear in the international exams to prove your English proficiency. So you have to learn the words the right way. Okay. So now I quickly begin my language learning with you guys. I share my screen, and today is my 109th episode. So believe me, I don't know about you. I'll tell you a story about myself. The other day, I was writing a message to somebody, and I noticed some words were tumbling out of me, which I didn't do earlier, though they were part of my vocabulary. So I noticed a lot of change in my own self. So join me live every day. Believe me, the hand that carries the flower does carry the fragrance, leave alone the flowers. So join me. There will be some spin off, some leftover, and you will learn some words. Make it everyday issue. The way you have water every few hours, the way you have meal maybe twice or thrice a day, why can't you give this food to your mind and learn this new language every day? Here we begin. Okay, so welcome to my This World hashtag 5000 word bank challenge. The new words today is, the first one is accord. Now this is a very simple word. There's a car by its name. You remember, accord. So what's the meaning? When you are in agreement or harmony between people or groups of their own accord. You must learn English language of your own accord. That means on your own self. So what are the synonyms for this? Agreement, harmony, consensus. Now you see, as you look at the synonyms, they're quite different from each other. So what you have to pick up by language learning is how to use that word in the precise context where it fits very well. So let's use it in our sentence. The two countries reached an accord after lengthy negotiations. So, do we enter an accord today, you guys and me, that you will learn these 10 words every day and you will use them? So, of your own accord. Let's go to another word. The word number 2. So, word number 2 is your abode. Now, you must have heard this, especially when you refer to mythology. The god resided or dwelt in his abode. So, abode is a place of residence, a house or home. So, you will notice this abode has a little elegant or royal touch to it. So, the synonyms would be residence, dwelling, home. Okay, the cottage was a humble abode, but it was filled with warmth and love. So your house may be your abode, but you have to fill it with warmth and love. Okay, so abode is the place of dwelling place. So where is your abode? Okay, I abode in Malviya Nagar. Now you see, you can play with the words. The same word can be used as a verb, can be used as a noun, and there is a very thin line of difference between them. But when you use them, you are aware of it. We go to another word. The word is authentic. I'm sure you heard this word. It means genuine. It means real. It means legitimate. So when I say legitimate, that means by law. So it has consensus. It has a backing about it. So it's a very authentic that was presented in the court. Okay, it is my genuine sharing of feeling or exhortation to you all out there. Please start learning vocabulary. It will really give you the liquidity of talking and communication, and that added confidence. You will never remain quiet in a party or in a company because you have words at your disposal and you're dying to use them because that's your daily homework. So that will make you more social also. Now the word is authentic. The painting was confirmed to be authentic piece from the 18th century. So especially when we deal with art and artifacts, you have to know whether it's authentic piece or an imitation. Nowadays, it's different from the imitation, right? Because there is such a thin line again there. Next word is abandon or big cry going on about the aborting of babies in US elections. It's become one of the muddas also there. So what is the abandon and abort? Now they could be a little different. You have to know where to use which. Abandon means to give up completely. It's a course of action, a practice, or way of thinking. You abandon negative thinking. You abandon thinking you will not make it. You abandon thinking that how will I do it? You just become positive, growth minded, and you say, no, I will pick up premature end. Abort means to bring to a premature end. So when the babies are aborted, that means they are not ready, but they are abandoned. So abort is little different from abandon. So what would be the synonyms? Forsake, desert, relinquish, and there it would be terminate, halt, and stop. So maybe I can put that as separately, okay, so that you guys don't get confused. There's a little difference here, and let's do there. Yeah. So I make abode different from the abandon. Okay. So abandon would be to forsake, to desert, and to, now this is not the dessert we eat after meals. Okay. That takes double S. And uh, this is not even the desert we talk of where there is no water, but the spelling is the same. So mark the difference. That's what it is. It's a homonym. Okay. You get it? Yes. So abandon is forsake, to desert, or to relinquish. You relinquish your right to a property. You abandon your right to a property. You abort means you terminate, you halt, and you stop. Although they are the synonyms I gave you, and now she had to abandon the project due to lack of funding. So you had to give up something. So many projects in life we give up because we don't have the right funding for it. Okay, abort. Let us see the use of abort. The mission was aborted due to technical failures. So you mark the difference. There is a little difference. So I can say the mission was abandoned because of technical failures. I can use abandon here. In this case, I can use both abort and abandon. Next word is abstraction. It's a concept or an idea not associated with any specific instance. So when that person talks abstract, means he's not concrete, he's not specific, he doesn't know what he wants to do. So because it's not something specific, the quality of dealing with ideas rather than events. So abstraction. So this would be the concept, idea, and notion. Okay. Now, usage would be love is often considered an abstraction. So we are talking of mind. So that is why when you are in the frame of preparing for your career, career, or you're preparing for some exam, it is good to refrain from all these pseudo things or pseudo attractions because they are considered an abstraction. These abstractions lead to your distraction, and distraction maybe 100%. So it is difficult to define but easy to feel. You get the meaning of abstraction? Next, adamant. Okay, what is adamant? The very name meaning. When you refuse to be persuaded or change your mind. Okay, the synonyms would be, now synonyms have to be learned. They are new for you, I'm sure. Unyielding, inflexible. You are unyielding, you don't give up. Okay, you are inflexible, you be moved, you are resolute, you're firm. So adamant means sthir rehna, tique rehna, pakka rehna. So what is the usage? He was adamant that the decision was final and would not be changed. Adamant, you will get a high band in IELTS in this attempt. Become adamant and prepare accordingly. Okay, just by being adamant, it will not solve your problem. You have to stick it out, work. Appreciation is the last word today. When you recognize and enjoy the good qualities of someone or something, when you are grateful, believe me, bring appreciation in attitude, in your thinking, in your behavior, and the life will change for you. Appreciation, being grateful. So what are the synonyms for this? Gratitude, recognition, admiration. Now they are all a little bit different. You have to know where is the context, where is the situation, how to use them. She expressed her appreciation for their support during difficult times. Okay, she expressed her appreciation for the support during difficult times. Now let me bring you only 3 phrases today. With one accord, that means in complete agreement. So with one accord, the entire class agreed that they would prepare 5 or 10 words a day to add to their vocabulary. Humble abode, a modest home. I do invite you all to visit my humble abode. Authentic experience, a genuine, a real experience. Yes, learning, let the language learning be an authentic, enjoyable, or pleasant experience for you. Okay, now the idioms I have brought, okay, for today. Strike a chord, I've picked up the same words. That means related to accord, to resonate with someone's feelings or memories. So when you are doing of the consensus, there you can say to strike a chord. So resonate, touch a nerve, hit home. Okay, so it did not strike chord with the party when I put up my proposal. It did not hit them, they did not resonate with it. Okay, or it could resonate with it. If you tell them a story or engage them with the audience. Next is home sweet home. Now, I have seen some people put this up as nameplate on their homes. It's an expression of happiness upon returning to one's home. So when you come home, when you trudge along, you're tired, and you come and flop on your bed, you flunk on it and you say, wow, home, sweet home. There's no place like home. It's a comfortable abode. It's a sanctuary. So home, sweet home. Okay. So there is alliteration also here. The next and the second last, the real thing, the genuine article, or the real deal, or the bona fide. Okay, the real McCoy. Language learning, particularly vocab building, is a real McCoy to build language mastery. On the money, to be exactly right or correct, spot on, precisely, dead on. The weather forecast was on the money, predicting the storm's arrival to the exact minute. Now I'll stop sharing. And now is your listening skill, because I'm going to tell you a story, an interesting one, using all these words, all these idioms, all these phrases. Ensure you understand. If you don't, I will give you the text on my YouTube. Go there, reread it, go to the meanings, reread it, unless you understand my story very clearly. Okay, that is language learning. You may have to make a little extra effort. Never mind, it shall be worth the try. Okay, so all ears, are you ready? In the peaceful village of Indian. In the peaceful village of Malviya, where everyone lived with one accord, there was a quaint, strange cottage that stood out as a humble abode. It belonged to Mr. Johnson, a retired historian who was known for his accurate recounting of the village's history. Every detail he provided was spot on, often making the younger villagers say he always said. I told you this idiom earlier. Now, Mr. Johnson had a deep appreciation for history, but his true passion lay in discovering authentic artifacts. One day, he stumbled upon an old painting in an antique shop. Intrigued by its craftsmanship, he wondered if it was the real McCoy, a genuine piece from the Renaissance era. He decided to buy it and take it home. However, his quest for authenticity wasn't always smooth. Not is very difficult to come by. Okay, so there were moments when he had to abandon his search, leaving projects incomplete. But this time, adamant about very determination paid off when an expert confirmed that the painting was indeed authentic. Mr. Johnson's excitement was palpable as he realized the significance of his find. Palpable, that you could see with your own eyes, right there, tangible. Okay, despite His joy, Mr. Johnson remained reflective, often getting lost in abstraction, pondering the meaning of life and the fleeting nature of time. His mind was the maze of concepts, ideas, always seeking deeper understanding. As the villagers gathered at his cottage to admire the painting, Mr. Johnson felt a proud sense of appreciation for the community he lived in. They had always supported him, and now they were sharing in his success. The event struck a chord with everyone present, reminding them the importance of the unity, history, and the little things that make life beautiful. Okay, so with this, I come to an end of my today's daily show. Oh my God, 20 minutes. I'll see you again tomorrow, same platform, approximately the same time. Have